Hello YouTube. Yeah, going to have to do something a bit different today. I was going to make a video of a test ride that I did yesterday. I took out a Super Meteor from Robinson Foundry in Canterbury. I'm not sure what it is. This happened last year when I went on the Royal Enfield day. My GoPro mic went wrong and I lost all the footage. And I think I pinched my cable for my mic yesterday and a similar sort of thing happened, so I just thought I'd do a quick sort of voiceover because some of the footage was alright. So we're going to try something a bit different anyway. But yeah, I had to put some petrol in, which is a bit unusual, but after we didn't fill up, we just put a fiver in, which kept me going for the ride. Didn't have any plans on where to go, and I ended up in Herne Bay. It was a gorgeous, lovely day, really nice day for a test ride, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to find a Super Meteor because it's not really a bike that I've been that interested in before. Weirdly enough, I mentioned the Royal Enfield day at Robinson's last year, and I was really interested in the Classic 650, which I really enjoyed, but not enough to want to spend the money on purchasing. But yeah, I was over there the other day and they've got a cracking deal on the Super Meteors at the moment. There's a couple in there for just over five grand, and I thought, oh, actually they're quite nice looking bikes. I wonder what they ride like. But as I say, cruiser style bikes has not really floated my boat before. Never really sort of tried one out. Yeah, so cruiser's not really been my bag, but I thought I'd give it a go in there with an open mind and stuff, and I thoroughly enjoyed the bike. I've got to say, didn't really take long to get used to the feet forward position, and for what is quite a heavy bike, 240 kilograms, it felt really light. I was so confident filtering. I wasn't having to put my foot down and dab or anything like that. In fact, by the end of the ride, it was a bit of a little game of mine to see how slow I could ride without putting my feet down, waiting for cars in front to pull away. Yes, it's a very planted bike, and very relaxing ride. The engine, not really a sort of massive twin engine fan. I like my singles, I like to know I'm on a bike, but when I rode the Classic 650, I felt a little bit underwhelmed by the engine. But then when I did a test ride on the Bear, I was like, actually, this engine is really quite lively. But in the cruiser setting, I found it to be just right. It had enough get up and go when you needed it, but you could just sit back as well and just enjoy the ride, take everything in, and not have to worry about the bike at all. Just let it do its thing. But yeah, the engine, no, I really liked it. And I was riding about. I didn't even realise it had 6 gear. I'd forgotten. I just assumed it had 5, and then I ended up in 6. But the gear indicator was mucking about a bit. It was going all Royal Enfield. Look, what a beautiful bike. But yeah, brakes were perfectly adequate. Had someone sort of half pull in front of me, so I had to stop quite rapidly, but yeah, 2 fingers on the front, and it was absolutely spot on. Back was very strong back brake. Clutch is nice and light. The gearbox, it's what do you call it? Agricultural. It's not really agricultural I never found any false neutrals. So I'm just watching the video here as well. Never found any false neutrals, so if you give it a good old boot, it was fine. The engine noise, I mean, it was, I wouldn't say it was underwhelming as I found the Classic. I actually found it quite sort of gentle and peaceful, to be honest, and when I got back on my 500 afterwards, I was like, bloody hell, that's well noisy with that exhaust. So I could quite easily see myself just sort of, yeah, pootling around on this. It feels a bit like how I felt on the Classic when I first got it. Just a sort of bike you can forget about riding and just ride, which I was yeah, pleasantly surprised about. Like I say, because it's quite a heavy beast. Maybe not in comparison with, you know, the Harleys and stuff and some big cruisers, but yeah, look at that blue sky, gorgeous. Yeah, I kind of missed the thump of the 500 a little bit, but as I say, it's a nice gentle ride. It's kind of a lazy ride. Just get on and just enjoy yourself. It still looks quite a classic bike to me. I think they've done well, and it's a nice place to be. The cockpit is nice and simple, and I think if I do pull the trigger on it, I want to keep it as simple as possible and not start adding like a sat nav, like my TomTom, a charging point, and then I'm going to have to put the camera somewhere, so that's going to have to go on the front. Heated grips and all that. I just quite like the look of the simple, like, handlebars without any clutter on. Yeah, one thing to note is there is a USB, but it's tucked away down the bottom in a little cubby hole, so it's not very easy to access. That's not great on the smaller Meteors and the Classics and the Bullets, Himalayans, Gorillas. You've got something up on the handlebars and it's quite nicely hidden away. So that's one downer to the bike. The suspension, I've heard sort of many people say the suspension's hard, and it's a bit of a negative about the bike. And to be honest, I was quite worried about the position for my back. I do suffer with bad back sometimes, but I found it okay, to be honest. I don't think it's as harsh as the Bear, the suspension. You do move about. It's not as comfortable and forgiving as the 450 Himalayan. You just see I was just about to go back to the shop, but I decided to try and lengthen the ride a little bit because I wanted to get on a fast bit of road, and unfortunately this was the fast bit of road that I thought was going to be fast, and as you can see there's a big old traffic jam, so I didn't really get a chance to test it out at speed. I think I got up to about 60 maybe on the way back, but yeah, as you'll see in a minute, I gave up and did a UE, and then just hacked it back the other way. The turning circle is not massive. Again, it's not as short as the Bear. You've got a little bit more turning lock to lock, but it's not as much as other bikes that I've ridden and that I've got. Yeah, here you can see I'm just doing my U-turn, giving up with that, and I was able to, yeah, again, did that U-turn, no dabbing, didn't have to put the feet down, so it doesn't feel, it's very balanced, it holds its weight very well. I think I got up to about 60 here, but there's plenty more. I think you can cruise 65, 70, and then there's still more to give. But yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one because what do I do? I thought if I was going to upgrade, it was going to be a Himalayan 450, and for £5 you can sort of get a fully kitted out Hemi for that, versus 5.2 for this, and then I'd have to put a backrest for Max, you know, maybe some sort of luggage, some you know, but I don't want to spoil the look of the bike. That's the trouble. But I'd want to have something just to put a compressor in, you know, some plugs or something in case I get a puncture, stuff like that. But I don't know whether a top box would look I don't think a top box would look great on it, to be honest. Oh, here I've just managed to get out on a Gorilla 450, because that was the actual bike that I was originally going over to have a look at last Saturday, because I was thinking of getting one of those. And to be fair, I mean, it's a great little bike, but I think for my style of riding, I prefer the Super Meteor. But anyway, guys, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I'm really sorry that I didn't have the sound of the bike. I'm gutted, but the curse of Robinson's Foundry lives on in my recording. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the vid. Let us know in the comments what you think about the Super Meteor, and what you think I should do. Should I chop the 500 in and upgrade to the 650? Let us know. Cheers guys, ride safe.